Are you unknowingly storing your food the wrong way? For many seniors, the refrigerator has become a trusted friend. It seems like the safest place to store almost everything: bread, fruits, vegetables, sauces, and even coffee. After all, keeping things cold should preserve them, right? But here's the surprising truth. Refrigerating certain everyday foods can actually do more harm than good. Not only can it destroy the texture and flavor of the food, but it can also reduce nutritional value, cause premature spoilage, and in some cases, actually increase the risk of digestive discomfort. And as we age, our bodies become more sensitive. What worked in our 30s and 40s may not work the same way in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. Seniors are especially vulnerable to digestive issues, inflammation, and nutrient loss. That's why it's crucial to understand which foods should never be refrigerated and what you should do instead to keep them fresh, safe, and beneficial for your health. So, grab a warm cup of tea, sit back, and join us as we reveal the 9 everyday foods you should stop refrigerating immediately, along with practical tips to store them the right way. Let's dive in. It might seem natural to put tomatoes in the fridge, especially if you want to keep them from going soft. But here's the problem. Refrigeration ruins tomatoes. When tomatoes are exposed to cold temperatures, their texture changes. The cold breaks down the membranes inside the fruit, leading to a mealy, mushy texture. Even worse, the natural flavor compounds in tomatoes get destroyed. For seniors who rely on tomatoes for heart-healthy lycopene, this is a big deal. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant that helps fight inflammation and may reduce the risk of heart disease and certain cancers. Refrigerated tomatoes lose up to 65% of their flavor. The texture becomes soft and unpleasant. Cold temperature reduces lycopene absorption. Store tomatoes at room temperature, stem side down, on the counter. Keep them out of direct sunlight. Use a breathable container or bowl, not a sealed plastic. Bag. Once fully ripe, you can store them for 1 to 2 extra days outside the fridge. And if they're overripe, make a quick tomato sauce or soup. You might think you're extending the life of your bread by putting it in the fridge. But in reality, cold temperatures make bread go stale faster, not slower. Bread becomes hard and dry in the fridge because the starch molecules crystallize quickly at low temperatures. And for seniors who may already deal with chewing or swallowing issues, hard bread is a major turnoff. Cold accelerates bread staleness. It can become tough and unpleasant. You lose that soft, fresh texture. Keep bread in a cool, dry pantry or bread box. Wrap it in a cloth or paper bag to allow airflow. Freeze extra slices instead of refrigerating them. Simply toast them straight from the freezer when needed. If you live in a humid climate, freezing is better than refrigerating. Storing onions in the fridge might seem harmless, but here's what actually happens. Onions absorb moisture and become mushy, moldy, or sprout faster when kept cold. Also, placing onions near other produce, like potatoes, can cause them to spoil faster due to ethylene gas exchange. Moist onions encourage mold and rot. Refrigeration dulls their flavor. The texture becomes slimy and unpleasant. Store onions in a mesh bag or open basket in a dry, cool area. Keep them away from potatoes and direct sunlight. Red, yellow, and white onions prefer room temperature storage. Green onions and scallions are the only exception. These can be stored upright in a jar with a bit of water or in the fridge. Garlic is a superfood, especially for seniors. It supports immune health, reduces inflammation, and may even lower blood pressure. But if you're refrigerating garlic, stop immediately. Cold air triggers premature sprouting, makes it rubbery, and alters its strong flavor. Sprouted garlic becomes bitter. It loses its medicinal properties over time. Mold can develop due to moisture. Keep garlic in a dry, dark place with good airflow, like a pantry or open basket. Don't store in plastic. Use a mesh bag or paper bag instead. Once peeled, garlic cloves can be stored in olive oil in the fridge, but use them within a week to prevent botulism. Refrigerating potatoes can turn them into sweet, grainy messes. Cold converts the starch in potatoes into sugar, which affects flavor and cooking properties. It also increases the formation of acrylamide, a potential carcinogen, when you fry or roast them. Cold makes potatoes overly sweet. The texture becomes gritty and dry. Increased acrylamide is bad for senior health. Store potatoes in a dark, cool place like a cellar or paper bag. Avoid plastic bags. They trap moisture and cause sprouting. Keep them away from onions. Check regularly for sprouting. Remove any sprouts before cooking. Do you store your coffee in the fridge to keep it fresh? Unfortunately, the fridge actually ruins coffee. Coffee beans and grounds absorb odors from surrounding foods, and moisture ruins flavor and aroma. And for seniors who rely on one good cup each morning, this is a problem. Moisture reduces coffee's aroma and flavor. Beans lose their natural oils and freshness. Absorbs fridge odors easily. Keep coffee in an airtight container in a cool, dry pantry. Avoid direct sunlight and heat. Buy smaller quantities if freshness is a concern. Never store your coffee in glass jars near the stove. Heat and light are its enemies. Honey is naturally antibacterial and doesn't spoil. In fact, archaeologists have found honey in ancient tombs that's still safe to eat. Putting it in the fridge causes it to crystallize and become thick and gritty. Refrigeration changes honey's texture. Crystallized honey is hard to use. It can lose some enzymes in cold temps. Store honey in a tightly sealed jar at room temperature. Keep away from direct sunlight. If it crystallizes, gently warm it in a bowl of warm water. Always use a clean, dry spoon to prevent contamination. Refrigerating bananas turns their skin brown and their insides mushy. Bananas are tropical fruits and don't like the cold. Cold stops the ripening process and makes them lose flavor and texture. Cold disrupts natural ripening. The skin turns black quickly. The flavor becomes bland and texture slimy. Keep bananas at room temperature until ripe. You can hang them on a banana hook to slow ripening. Once ripe, you can freeze peeled bananas for smoothies. To slow ripening, wrap the stems with foil or plastic wrap. If you like peanut butter or almond butter, don't ruin it by putting it in the fridge. Cold makes natural oils separate and harden, making it difficult to spread, especially for seniors with hand or joint pain. Cold makes nut butters hard and dry. Stirring becomes difficult. It loses spreadability and texture. Store nut butters in a cool pantry. Stir well before first use. Use within a few weeks of opening. If you must refrigerate, e.g. homemade varieties, bring to room temp before use. There you have it, friends. 9 everyday foods you should stop refrigerating today. As we age, it's more important than ever to handle our food wisely. Not only does this protect taste and texture, but it helps preserve nutrition, digestive health, and enjoyment. Here's a quick recap. Tomatoes, room temperature, stem side down. Bread, pantry or freezer, not fridge. Onions, cool, dry, and away from potatoes. Garlic, keep dry and dark. Potatoes, store in paper bags in cool places. Coffee, airtight, room temperature. Honey, sealed jar on your shelf. Bananas, ripen at room temp. Nut butters, pantry stored for easy spreading. Changing how you store these simple foods can protect their benefits and your health. Thank you for watching Old is Gold, your trusted channel for senior wellness, health, and practical life tips. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with other seniors who deserve to know these important food truths. Take care, eat smart, and remember, it's not just what you eat, it's how you store it.